Day Nation. Gabe.
Nick.
Oh man,
Windshield
what's
wiper.
going on? Windshield wiper. What's up, guys? We are here to bring you a very exciting video, a Patreon request. We love our Patreons, and yes, from time to
Love
time,
'em.
we do get to the request. Okay, let's be honest. Nick gets to most of the requests because I mean that list is daunting. That list is daunting. But Nick, what do you have for us today?
Thank you, Mr. Gabe. We are looking at a request from Partha. Partha has been a very loyal patron and a fantastic human being, I might add. And he wants us to check out the 10 of the best moments from Rahul Dravid's career. And the wall, baby. The wall. He says there's even a clip right here that's in Hindi that we'll talk about after the video, the 9th clip. So we appreciate him really taking care of us and hooking us up with this video. If you want to be a patron, if you want to get your requests heard on either Cricket for Americans or Boring Reviews or the final reaction, whatever content you're into, look down below, see how to make that happen. We appreciate, Gabe said, all of our patrons and all the support that they do for us. And we're going to go ahead and check this video out. Rahul Dravid, The Wall. We have a few different reactions on him on both channels, right? We have his commercial reactions where he's losing his mind.
That was hilarious.
We even have a mini documentary that we reacted to of his, which was fantastic. But he's now obviously the current coach of the international squad. And he's a legend in his own right, former captain, great player, The Wall, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
How is this a guy that you don't love or at least respect if you're a cricket fan?
Yeah, for sure. And I think one of the funny things is, like, we didn't realize when we first saw the commercial that how stoic he is and what a serious guy he is. And then in the commercial, he's all crazy and loud and yelling and stuff like that. Yeah, that was really funny. So obviously that's not his coaching style. That's not his demeanor. But it shows you that the guy also has a sense of humor and he doesn't take himself too seriously. And honestly, sometimes that's what you need to do. You can't take yourself too seriously because in this, in the game of life in general, things are going to happen. And when it comes to sports, there's going to be ups, there's going to be downs. So just having that that disposition, right? That friendly disposition that very, very kind of matter of fact, you know what I mean? Kind of just it's all good, you know what I mean? This too shall pass. That's one of the sayings I like to tell my kids, like, guys, no matter what's going on, good or bad, don't get too high, don't get too low, because this too shall pass. You know what I mean? Whatever it is. And I think that too many teams and too many fans don't think that way. You know what I mean? It's just in the moment, whatever's happening is the worst thing ever. I mean, listen, Kohli right now is probably going through the worst, and Kohli, this too shall pass. You know what I mean? You'll be Kohli again, whether it takes a couple more matches, a couple of years, whatever. It is what it is. You know what I mean? And you just have to have that type of mentality. I know it's hard to do. And people are like, Gabe, are you kidding me? You're one of the most reactionary people. I never said do what I say. I never said do what I do. I said do what I say. Okay, yes, I need to have that kind of mentality as well. But
I like what you said about having someone there that makes you feel comfortable, right? And I'm not saying that's his only job, but when you have someone that has that confidence, that has that vision, so to speak, that's the biggest thing in leadership, is having a vision and sticking to the plan. Then I'm assuming as a player, when things are going rough, it's like, hey, don't worry about it. You're going to be on the roster tomorrow. Don't worry. We're going to keep playing and we're going to shake this off. And especially when you have a guy that's been there so long, right? As a player, been there, done that. Not every single time he went out to the crease did he, score a bunch of runs or last 300 balls or whatever. So absolutely love this request. And it's about moments that he was the boss. I'm excited to see him really kill it out there. If you like our reaction to this, please don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and stick around after this video is done to check out some future videos from Cricket for Americans here. But let's go ahead and waste no more time. Let's go ahead and check this out in 3, 2, 1.
Hello guys, welcome to Cricket 10. Over the years, India has produced many legendary cricketers, and Rahul Dravid is one of them. Rahul Dravid is a true gentleman, but he is also very smart and savage at the same time. In this video, we have compiled 10 bossy moments of Rahul Dravid. So sit back and enjoy the whole video.
Where's my popcorn?
We would like to start off this video with a quote of Steve Waugh on Rahul Dravid. Number 10. Dravid's furious response to frustrated Shoaib Akhtar's sledging.
Oh, I love it. Show that express.
He's bowled with a big heart, Shoaib Akhtar, right throughout the season. .179 without a wicket.
Oh! He's standing toe to toe. Oh!
And Akhtar's a big boy.
He's like, what? Yeah. Oh, he was so big. Look at this. Let me get to the other side. I got you.
Number 9.
That was
Dravid's
slick.
calm reply to
That
the
was
report.
pretty cool.
Reporter was expecting a controversial answer from Rahul, but Rahul proved that he is not an easy bait.
अब देखा जाए कि सबसे ज्यादा टेस्ट मैच आपने जिताया टफ कंडीशन में, लेकिन
Don't
फिर भी
fall for the
सेकंड
trap.
हीरो जैसा मतलब एक ऐसा कहीं खराब लगता है कभी?
नहीं, कभी नहीं ख़राब लगता है मुझे। अब अगर आप इंडिया के लिए खेलते हैं कोई इतनी बड़ी बात होती है, आपको एक खुशनसीबी होती है कि अगर आप एक मैच भी खेलें इंडिया के लिए, और मुझे ये खुशनसीबी है, मैंने 10-15 साल खेले हैं अभी इंडिया के लिए, तो मुझे उसके लिए कुछ ख़राब नहीं लगता है। मुझे मतलब मैं अपने आप को खुशनसीब समझता हूँ कि मुझे मतलब इतना कुछ दिया गया है।
Number 8.
Like I said, we'll get to that
Dravid
one
destroying
after
journalist
talk about it.
Rajdeep Desai for criticizing Virat and Dhoni.
Bigger than the game as a result. I mean, Virat Kohli can decide who the coach of the team is. Mahendra Singh Dhoni can probably decide when he wants to retire, whether Dhoni should actually give up T20 cricket. And this feeling was he should, but the fact is that no one is dare tell Mahendra Singh Dhoni, boss, your time is up.
Look, I think don't be critical of just Virat and Dhoni. Even Ashish Nehra is getting to decide. That's been very unfair to Virat and Dhoni. I mean, the Supreme was so in the end, you know, in the heart of it, middle class, normal guys who
I love
grow
it.
up and
I love
suddenly
it.
become heroes. It's the game that's made them heroes. It's not their fault. I mean, sometimes I like read this, the players have become too big. So who's made them too big? Yeah? So it's very easy to say that.
Number 7. Dravid
Telling you,
being
class.
Savage Dravid.
Composure.
It's an honor and a privilege to be among you today to deliver an address at the graduation ceremony. It is very humbling to visit an institution like BITS that has set a very high standard and made a significant contribution to our nation's progress. Actually, I'm also really lucky. I'd been told that the minimum marks required to come to BITS is 75% in maths and physics. Luckily, those standards don't apply to selecting your chief guests.
He's out of
Number 6.
control.
Dravid's perfect
Got
reply
jokes.
to James Anderson after being hit on the chest.
Oh, Jimmy.
Middle of the chest.
Yeah, that's not gonna make you feel good, and you're gonna freak
Oh,
out
Jimmy.
because that's
Solar plexus.
in an area where you're just like, what's going on? Tighten up. Oh,
If it's right there, it seems like it.
That's painful. Ooh.
Before this, anytime he was hit on the body, he was looking
trying
for
to
a
play
run,
the ball,
not
couldn't
when you
get bat
hit
on
there,
it,
what you call the
suffered
sort
for
of
it.
solar plexus.
at least
That
his
ball
partner's
stayed low
paying
on him.
attention to get run out. Oh,
Clubbed all the way.
what hurts more?
Oh.
It's a nice way to bring your 50 up. Not something you associate with Rahul Dravid. 51 not out.
51 out, and the half century.
You said that's not something you associate with Dravid. That's funny.
66 balls, jeez.
Number 5. Dravid destroying West Indies bowling even after getting hit straight on the chin.
Oh. Take that, Gabe.
You know.
Oh my gosh, it got past the little cage there. Oh, that is such a sensitive area.
Ooh, yeah.
They woke him up? Look at that, there's 7 wickets in this match too.
That was a shocking delivery. That was a run.
Look at that. They need 13 to avoid the follow-on. So, I mean, they're really struggling there. And they just woke him up.
Magnificent.
Dravid went on to score an unbeaten 144.
Lovely straight drive.
Oh, man.
Number 4.
Oh my
Dravid's
gosh.
perfect
Are you
reply
serious?
to Dominic
Is he
Cork.
coming at like
44?
6?
England's fast
Jeez.
bowler Dominic Cork was seen giving a stare to Rahul Dravid.
Why do you bowlers do that? Why upset the guy with the stick?
Then destroyed him with his bat. Even
I mean,
the
there must be a lot of
commentators said
batters that
Dominic
crumble,
is
but
no match for
not a
Rahul.
legend.
First you got the boundary, great shot from Dravid. Then you got another, slightly shorter.
Why give him
tracker,
any
which-
type of motivation to destroy you?
That's a fantastic shot. Well, it's a boxing contest. I'd be throwing in a towel.
He's like,
saying to my man,
whoops.
get out of there quick. Might call wide. He's wide enough to do so, but no, Shogun still with the sides.
He's
Enough
throwing the
enough.
towel. He's like,
He's
I'm
not going
done.
straight, we're not getting more boundaries.
I
We're
don't
not
like
getting
getting
more
punched in the
entertainment.
face.
Number 3. Dravid's perfect reply to
That's
loudmouth
hilarious.
commentators.
That's just
Ali
buckling
Raj
at the end,
and
though.
Ravi
You know what I mean?
Raja.
Well, knowing Dravid is not going to go over the top. As long as he's getting runs the more orthodox way, risk-free cricket, that's what he favors. That's his discipline. You won't see Rahul Dravid stepping out and going over the top. He'll wait for his strength. When you come in his zone, that's when he will pounce on it.
Oh.
What did you say? Put my foot in it, didn't I? And that's 6.
Buckner says it's good.
Well, that's the commentator's curse.
Dravid proved them wrong, and even commentators said
Perhaps we don't know him too well.
Yeah, that sounds like us.
Aerial,
Always wrong.
mighty blow from Rahul Dravid. Beautifully struck.
Number 2. Dravid's perfect slip catches.
Wow.
Rahul Dravid
Oh,
is
wow.
one of the most reliable
is-
player in slips.
Oh, one-handed.
He has hardly dropped
That was one-handed.
any catches.
Absolutely magnificent.
You don't have much time to react right there. Right there. Oh. Yeah, how many of these have we seen from him? Oh my gosh, another one-handed catch. Right there in the slip. Oh man.
That is some catch. That is a magnificent catch.
Yeah, so that was
I thought for a minute
oh,
it'd beat
that's a
him.
different one.
Rahul Dravid and
I thought
He
it was
bobbled
the
that.
his left hand.
Yeah.
He's caught that, I think, at the end.
And look at that. How many times you see him like bobble it and they can't find it again?
Breakthrough.
Mhm.
Instincts, man.
Yo.
Edge done caught. Fantastic catch by
Sorry,
Rahul
Pakistan.
Dravid.
Jeez.
Number 1. Dravid defensive shots for 4. I mean, who can hit boundaries while defending?
Straight back past the bowler. That's going to run away for 4.
So true.
Effortless.
Who hits boundaries while they're defending?
Back
Really?
like a wall from Rahul Dravid. 64 for 2.
Sorry about being really good at defending.
You can play shots like this when the ball is coming onto the bat. Just met it at the right
Umpire did
time.
a good
Dravid.
job getting out of the way. Man, just perfectly placed. Oh, there's more of them.
Oh, again against my West Indies? For the love of Pete.
Just for fun, I guess.
That's through. Big chase from mid-off.
I don't know if I call that one defending, though. That was a shot.
Dravid's 50 comes up. Another great knock by the Indian captain.
Just a little extra punishment for good measure for you, Gabe.
A little bit, just a little bit.
Focusing on the faces. Video creator savage.
We hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe to
Dude,
our
I like the
channel.
music, man.
Also, comment down should Rahul
would.
Dravid be the head coach of
But
Team
you would.
India for at least
All right,
man.
so I really liked that video. That was a great compilation because they took us on the field, before the game, outside the field. People asking them questions. You know, it would be tough to be in the media because you'd have to either be like, okay, today I'm going to be the jerk, or today I'm going to be the nice guy, right? But I got to get a story. I got to get people reading my content or whatever, my articles. So I got to ask the tough questions to these guys. And as an athlete, you always have to not be on the defensive where you're always angry, but you have to always be in the game. Like you can't snooze on what they said because you might fall into that trap. And so even in those situations, this guy, like he was just like, sitting back, he was listening in. And I think that's what makes him so successful is he's got just kind of that temperament to not react so quickly, right? I mean, you got to react quickly for those slip catches or whatever, but in other situations, like just let the game come to you. Just play the game you know how to play. I love that defense for Ford. That was an absolutely thing of beauty right there.
Right.
What'd you think about that video?
So first, I'm interested to see or to find out exactly what happened in that exchange between him and the reporter, right? But to your point, even when he was dealing with the other reporter who was asking about Kohli and trying to trash Kohli and Dhoni or whatnot, what he does is very interesting. He, like you said, sits back and he listens. He takes it all in. And then he thinks. And somebody once told me that, usually you're thinking faster than you can speak. So you should actually slow down when you're trying to make a point so that you can get that full thought across. And all I can think of is Allen Iverson's sound bit, right? Reporter ambushes him. Practice? Come on, man. We're talking about practice. Practice? That's all we remember. But in context, what he's saying is, I'm the best player on the field. I come in, I play hurt. I don't miss any games. Like, he was trying to explain, like, are you saying that we lost because I'm not practicing? I'm putting up 40, 50 a night. Where's everybody else? What other people are doing? But all that came out of that was practice. Look at his season after that. You know what I mean? This is Allen Iverson in the NBA is probably one of the only players I can remember that took a team to the NBA championship single-handedly. It was him and Andrew Iguodala, a baby Andrew Iguodala. That's how good he was. But he'll always be remembered for that soundbite because he didn't even let the reporter get the whole question out. And he was like, practice? What are you talking about? Practice? Like, you know what I mean? Like, Rahul Dravid just sits back. Go ahead. Speak. Say what you got to do. All right, you did. Well, first of all, I don't think it's fair for you to be criticizing Kohli and Dhoni. Let's be fair here for a second. And then he responds. And I think that taking that time allows him to get his point across and emphasize what it is he wants to be heard, not just instantly react. I don't blame reporters, by the way, because if you're an athlete, you put yourself in that position to be in the spotlight, right? You're getting paid, so you got to expect that to happen. So I don't blame reporters for asking the questions. Sometimes I get mad when the reporters won't ask the questions. Like, have some stones, get in there, have some marbles. Ask the question. And some of them are afraid to ask the question, especially to the wrong athlete, bro. You might get banned out the locker room, but I thought it was cool and it showed a different side of him because he's always known as being more quiet, more stoic, more reserved. And I mean, as far as that's concerned, I want to know what your opinion is on his demeanor before we talk about his play, but just how he handles the media or even his public speaking engagements, right? Like, when he was at the college and he's using some humor or whatnot. Like, just not what we came to expect of him, right?
Right, exactly. And he comes off to me as like trying to figure out a way to say this where it doesn't sound offensive, because I don't mean offensive, as like a regular guy, if that makes sense, right? Like, he's not going to be too hot, too cold, that kind of thing, not too angry, this or that. We saw him right there with Akhtar, who, to your point, big boy, and he wasn't backing down at all. So it's not like he's not weak or anything, but he's just kind of like a regular guy. Like, let's go ahead, let's play some cricket, let's do the best we can. It's okay. Like, his response about Dhoni and Kohli are absolutely correct, even though I probably trashed lots of different stars in cricket for not doing more. Like, we elevate these guys to be gods, but at the end of the day, they are cricket players who play really, really well, but we can't expect that every single time in any athlete you can. And so I think his demeanor is so calm, and he can probably write a book, for crying out loud, about how you handle different things. And I'm sure he's doing that with a lot of the young players right now, saying, listen, I've been there. This is what you want to do. This is what I would recommend, but I could be wrong about that. As far as that one clip, this is basically what was said. The reporter asked, you have played and won so many matches for India, but your name seldom gets mentioned along the lines with the greats like Sachin, Sehwag, Virat, etc. Don't you feel bad about that? And his response was, no, I never feel bad. I'm always grateful, and it's a matter of pride for me to be able to play for India. It's always special, even if you play just one game for India. I played 15 years for India. That gives me the utmost satisfaction and joy. And let me say this. That's not just humility, but that's tough to do, right? I like to have fun. I like to goof around with you on the channel, but for the most part, you know, I like to think that I don't brag about myself too much, right? But I still want to see like positive things said about me, like whether it's in the comment section or with people that you associate with. You want to get that attaboy, right? And I can understand. I think that's a great question from the reporter. I can understand, like, don't you feel a little left out? And he takes it as the approach because he's so humble. I only care. I'm playing for India. Like, this is awesome right now. I'm so lucky, and this is so awesome, and I don't really care about that stuff. And when I hear that, Gabe, I always think, like, do I really believe that? But I think from him, I do believe that. Right?
Right. You know, something you mentioned, right, about the Akhtar encounter. Another thing about his demeanor and keeping cool. It reminded me about a clip I recently seen. Do you know who Michael Francis is?
Name sounds familiar.
So Michael Francis was basically the biggest mafioso, the richest mob member or boss of a family that wasn't John Gotti, right? He ended up getting out of the life, as they say, and now he does like online podcasts and stuff like that. But he was recently on an interview with Sammy the Bull Gravano. You know who Sammy the Bull Gravano is. And Sammy the Bull Gravano online is actually a social media presence or whatnot. And they get into this argument. They start going back and forth. And Mikey Francis, this just shows you, Mikey Francis is respected. Sammy the Bull, not so much. Sammy the Bull more is infamous for ratting out John Gotti or whatever, even though the guy had 50 bodies on him. You know what I mean? But the government made a deal there. Wouldn't make a deal in other places. I'm not going to talk about that right now. But right, Sammy the Bull is in an interview barking, you know, saying all this other stuff, and Mikey Francis is like, "I'm not impressed, Sammy. I'm not impressed." Like, this is a real like calm demeanor, and everybody's like, "Yo, he's a real dog. He's a real like. You don't gotta be loud and bark and all that to get your point across. You can say all you want or whatever, but I'm right here." That's exactly what he said. Like, look, I'm right here. I'm not impressed by all this barking and arguing, and that's what it was. Like, Akhtar's up in his face, he's yoked or whatever, and he just looked at him like, bro, like, I'm not impressed. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm within my own skin. I'm comfortable. The fact that you got to try and walk up on me and get loud, because you can see that Akhtar said something to him, shows me that you think you have to try to intimidate me or whatever. And to me, I don't really care. That's what I felt like what he was saying there without saying it. Like, bro, I'm not impressed. You know what I mean? Like, just gangster with it. I love it. I absolutely love it. You know, back to his play on the field. Again, you saw him get into a few spats, unfortunately, with my West Indies. And of course, there with Akhtar. But never once did you see him open his mouth, give any sledging back or whatever. Yeah. He just, dude, I'm not impressed. Like, you guys can do all that. I'm just going to go ahead and hit. I'm just going to go ahead and defend. I'm going to go ahead and play my game. And that that confidence that he exudes probably drove them more crazy than anything, to be honest with you. But that was just him. Like, I thought that was very shrewd for you to pick up that interaction. And Akhtar, known as a hothead, right? Big, yoked up dude or whatever, comes up to him. He's up all of his face. You can see he whispers or yells something at him. Obviously, we couldn't hear. It was inaudible. And he just looked at him. He didn't even say anything back. He's just hyped. Just walk away like, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, Akhtar's like, oh, wow, I didn't get a rise out of this guy. Because a lot of times that's why they do it, right? To get a rise out of you. But, man, I was always, confused as to why this guy was held in that high esteem that he was, and why the fans love him. Because, listen, Kohli has his fans, but he also has his fair share of criticized. Same thing with Dhoni. I think the one player that I don't think I've ever heard anyone say anything bad about as far as Indian players are concerned is Dravid. You know what I mean? Because people also would criticize, you name it, you know what I mean? From Kapil Dev to, and I get it, you have your fair share of detractors as far as your fans and whatnot. But I think everybody just universally respects this guy and loves him. And I think that's why he's a good choice to be the captain and lead the ship now.
Absolutely. And just to touch on that real quick so I don't get too far off topic, being the coach right now, I really think Ravi Shastri got a bad rep. I just want to say that. I really, really do. I think he did some great things for Team India. and keeping them very, very competitive. But that's a topic for a different day. Thank you so much, Partha, for your patronage, for being a viewer, for the request. We really appreciate it. It's a great video. One of my favorite videos we reacted to in a long time. This was fantastic. And plus, I don't think we've seen any of those clips besides maybe some of the catches and the slips. Besides that, fantastic, brand new for these eyes. Let us know what you want us to react to. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to stick around at CFA. And until next time.
Yeah, 6 runs.